about him? Oh.
Oh, he ain't. No, he. I'm good. I'm good. You may not be here long. I think no. I see something bad in your life.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. If you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is, I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to give a shout out to Tanner by the Sea. I appreciate you, bro. When you sent that comment and you said that you're going to stay on me, you're going to stay holding me accountable just because you actually care, I felt that, and I thank you. I appreciate you again. I appreciate all your family who support the channel as well. It's all love, bro. I hope you're having this smooth 7. I really, truly mean that. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Pay attention to what happens from September 11th to September 23rd. That's all I got.
This area is known for piracy threats as reported in the world media. Therefore, we will be operating at a heightened level of security alertness during this period. The external promenade deck will be closed on both sides from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. overnight between the night of 14th and 15th of March, and no guests will be allowed access during these times for the duration of the transit. During the hour of darkness, only essential open deck lights will be on to reduce the ship's external lighting. Please take care if you need to transit the upper outside decks. We also request that you turn off your stateroom lights when not needed and close the curtains of your stateroom window or balcony. In the unlikely event of an emergency, a broadcast will be made by the bridge with the following instructions.
This is crazy. That sky looks wild.
I feel like we've been seeing some crazy shit. Who saw that moon, bro? Spam it up if you saw the moon. If you know, man, that moon been looking... Ain't it been a blood moon lately? I think that's what it is. That shit been looking crazy. I took a picture of it. But I did want to say, the clip before that, who has been on a cruise ship and pirates have actually, like, came onto the board and did some extra shit? Let me know. I'm curious. That's a story, like, we haven't even taken that rabbit hole, really. Well, we have once, but that was, like, early in the channel. Let me know if y'all want to do that again, and if y'all find clips, send it, and I'm going to check, too. That's what scares me also about cruise ships. That, and if it break down, and you stuck in the middle of nowhere, that shit's crazy to me. Crazy work. I seen videos of real pirates. That shit's crazy.
Y'all, I'm starting to think that all these celebrities, politicians, CEOs are actually not, whether it be or by natural causes. I'm starting to believe that they're really just faking their death and packing up and going into their, bunkers that they have laid up for them, or into the side of the mountains, where they got them miles and miles of facilities and streets and shops and all that. I'm starting to believe that. I just saw the slow-mo of the video from Charlie Kirk getting, and his ring went from this finger down to this finger. That don't happen when you get shot. Oh, I know this nigga. Do y'all know a dang thing from the tree just fell and hit me on my freaking stomach? These little squirrels. All right. I just don't think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden all these super rich CEOs, all of these billionaires and millionaires are mysteriously around the same time within the past year. I knew something was off when they said that billionaire went down to the bottom of the ocean in a Tic Tac box with a remote, a Nintendo remote control. A billionaire. And he just went down there because he wanted to explore, and the thing just crashed. I knew that was some bull crap. They was probably like, let's see how stupid they are. Let's just tell them this. I just know it. That man is comfortably sitting in his $2 billion bunker. At the end of the day, that's not going to save them. It's not going to save them. It's not going to save them. It's not going to save them. All of that stuff is going to get destroyed. They're going to get crushed, baby. You can't hide from God who created the entire earth, the heavens and the earth. So I don't know what they think they're trying to do. I don't know why they think but yeah, I don't believe that all these people, these highly paid people are just dropping all of a sudden. All the CEOs, it's all staged. Where, you know, that dude just walks up into a CEO's office and some guy that used to play football, he talking about CTE. I don't believe that. That stuff don't even add up. Please. All these celebrities, please.
So I saw a video of a woman who was doing a story time about her being a security guard at Navy Pier. And it inspired me to talk about the time that me and my husband went to Indiana for our anniversary. Well, it was our honeymoon. We were told to never tell this story by a certain individual, and it will all make sense once I start to tell the story, and you'll know who that individual is. But here it goes. So back in 2021, me and my husband got married, and we went to Indiana, the town of Portage, to, you know, have our honeymoon for a week. We went to a beach called Porter Beach. The first day, fine, everything like that. Then we found out that there was, you know, streets that could lead you there that you didn't have to pay for. So second day we went there. We spent almost every day at the beach that week. Second day we went there, it was fine. Third day we went there. We had some, you know, road sodas. A big storm looked like it was rolling in. There was also the sky turned purple and pink. I've never even seen it before. I'm going to insert the picture. So as you can see here, the sky was purple and pink. Most beautiful thing I ever seen in my life. I've never experienced it. It was like being in a fight scene from Dragon Ball Z. And then the sky turned into this. You know, there was a bunch of people taking pictures. There was people even like in the water. The waves were huge. Mind you, this is Lake Michigan. When I arrived there, I thought this was like the East Coast with how big the waves were, but I digress. Now, there's a video on here that I tried to put on here, but apparently it's not letting me do it. But after that video was taken, everything just started going weird. So night had fallen. Me and my husband went to the truck to go, you know, have a little bit of our road soda. And by the time we got out of the truck, everybody was gone. Every single person was gone, right? So I stood on the beach, and while my husband went to go get the truck and point the headlights at the water because it was pretty dark over there. As soon as he arrived back, he got out of the truck. We were saying how, you know, we're conversating, saying how beautiful it was. And then out of nowhere, a man walks out of the darkness from the beach. He had a black windbreaker on, some tan khaki shorts, and no shoes on. And he walks past me and my husband, and he says, with a smile, "Beautiful night, isn't it?" And then just walked off into the distance. Me and my husband just looked at each other like, okay, that was kind of weird, you know? And when we turned around, that man was gone. So the way that the street is, it's a straight street. You know, you could see just straight. It's just straight. You can see as far as it is, right? And the only cutoff part was the parking lot. Me and my husband looked over there. Nobody was over there. He disappeared. I don't know where he went, but getting back to it, right? So after that first strange occurrence happened, me and my husband, you know, we're just like, okay, where the did he go? That's kind of weird, blah, blah, blah. We're looking at the water, and it was nice. And then we turned around, and we started having more conversation with each other. And I turned and I look at the water. Sorry, I had to stop for a minute. I turned and looked at the water, and there was something that was about, I want to say like 8 feet, maybe 10 feet tall, standing in the water. And my husband's like, "That's a buoy." And I'm like, it can't be a buoy, because if it's a buoy, it would be moving. That thing was standing right there, and the waves were crashing over it. But it was just standing there, and the eyes were glowing. They were glowing like this greenish yellow, like cat, like, you know, when cats, you know, you flash a light at their eyes, or dogs, that's what it looked like. So my husband goes and starts inching a little closer to the water, and I said, you know, you know what I mean? I'm a woman of color. We don't do that. We don't do that. Get your ass in the truck and let's go. This next part is a little hard for me because I was scared for my life. We got in the truck, and my husband whips it around, and we start to speed off on the street. So we're going, and my husband, you know, he hits the curve, and then it goes straight, and then you're supposed to go over a train track. The moment we hit that curve, my husband's truck started sputtering, and the lights started flickering. Like nothing was wrong with the truck. The truck was serviced before we went on this honeymoon. So nothing should have been going on. Like it was about to shut off, kind of flickering. The moment we hit the main road, everything was fine. And we're talking about how scared we are, and then we realize that we're hungry. So we go to the Applebee's, you know, we're telling the server, it's our honeymoon, you know, we just got married. He gives us free margaritas and stuff like that. And then we proceed to tell him the story of what just happened. So he goes in the back to get our food, and he comes back out, and his manager walks up and says, hey, you have a phone call in the back. I don't know who it is. And I'm like thinking to myself, you know, why the would he have a phone call at the restaurant? People have cell phones. So the manager proceeds to ask us to tell us the story, us to tell her the story again. And, you know, we oblige, we do. So the most craziest thing happened. After we're done telling her the story, she proceeds to comp our whole meal, which was like $130-something. She proceeds to comp our whole meal and tell us to never tell the story to anyone ever again. I am fully convinced that something is in that lake. I may put my feet in Lake Michigan, but my whole body ain't going in that shit at all. And every year, my husband takes me back to Porter Beach. We leave before nightfall. We not doing that. Not again. I mean, it scared me that bad that I think that whatever the was, it's waiting for us. It's waiting for us to come back. It's just waiting for nightfall and to have us alone because I'm telling you, it was menacing. What was standing there was very menacing. And also, side note, like when it was standing in the water and I was staring back at it, the eye contact was not broken at all between me and whatever it was. But my husband kept darting his eyes over to me, and I felt frozen. I was like, I don't know what the that is. My husband's like, it's a buoy. No, it's not a fucking buoy. I don't know what the that is, but it's not a buoy. Buoys move like this when they're in the water. They don't just stand there and just let waves proceed to crash over it. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I say all that to say this. Be careful when you go in Lake Michigan. Because of all the stories of the creatures that I've heard about being in Lake Michigan, that shit is real. 100% real.
So, collective, are we taking that dive down the Lake Michigan rabbit hole? Y'all let me know. I think that's a great idea. But also, I was thinking maybe reptilian. What was y'all thinking? I was thinking reptilian when she said eyes. As tall as it was, the eyes. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it's not. Y'all got a different angle. Y'all spam it up. But I also want to say, has anybody ever been in Lake Michigan and experienced something creepy or crazy? Because we seen the Appalachian Mountains, and some of the collective, y'all say y'all experienced some crazy shit in the Appalachian Mountains. And I'm curious about the Lake Michigan as well. I'm curious. I gotta know. I ain't trying to go experience it, but I'm trying to learn from y'all experience. So let me know, please.
Y'all remember Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance where the red and the blue and the only ones that were left living were the ones wearing cloaks of white or clothes of white? What do you think that represents spiritually? if you're religious biblically. Who's left standing?
She paid him to her while her soon-to-be husband watched.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Based on, I don't know, he was jacking on? No, he just stood there and watched, but I kind of got sort of vibe from him.
You know what's so interesting about the fallout from this?
Who is he talking about? I got to know. Who he talking about?
So why I just come across a video of Marlon Wayans telling Ponga that he ain't gonna be here for too much longer, that he's gonna be in 2 years, and everybody in the room just laughing, nobody paying attention to the fact that Ponga's mad uncomfortable by what he just said. Imagine somebody coming to you and telling you that you're gonna be dead in 2 years. What I'm gonna do for Ponga is I'm gonna rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Why am I rebuke that? Because me and Ponga, we're Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's what his mom would do when she sees that video. I know that's what his family's gonna do when they see that video. Why would he ever say that Ponga's gonna be 2 years? What is that about? And why did nobody check that? Like, why didn't Kai stop that? I want Kai to see this video. I want everybody to see this video so that they can pray over their boy Ponga. And they be talking like Ponga ain't really been there since day one. Like, even if he hasn't, I pray to God that they don't do nothing to Ponga. Ponga ain't harm nobody. Ponga ain't harm nobody, man. Marlon Wayans completely out of line for what he said. That is no joke. You don't wish death over somebody's life. And it's not a wish. You don't speak death over nobody's life. That was just completely uncalled for. That was the worst joke I've ever heard the man say. Am I tripping?
Nah, it's power in the tongue. You don't wish. I pray for.
What about him? Oh, he ain't. Oh no, he. I'm good. I'm good. You may not be here long. I think no. I see something bad in your life. Miley, you got about 2 years left. All right, you gotta watch him. Y'all hang out with him now. He ain't gonna be here in 2 years. Don't he look like you fit? You look coughing ready. Don't care about his head. Love, what's his name? Ponga. Boongalunga. Love Balungalunga. Love him. Send him all. Now tell the guys go. No, bro. You smell like. You smell like. I know. Nah, this is cologne. You got cologne. Yes. Cannabis cologne. Hello. Okay, my bad. I know it gave me a little hit. I started feeling like Shorty up in here, son. I was like, nigga, I want to smoke this nigga, son. I want to roll this nigga into a sheet and roll that nigga up and smoke him, son.
Oh shit, bro. You can't wish that on nobody. I ain't gonna lie, he had me kind of weak at the end of that, bro. But damn. Oh. Yeah, we gotta pray for bro. We gotta pray for him. That's crazy work. How y'all feel?
Y'all remember that movie Demolition, man? Listen to this shit. That movie came out in 1993. Go look at the cover of that movie with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. On that bitch, it says the 21st century most ruthless criminal and the 21st century's most dangerous cop. The world's not big enough for the both of them. That movie came out in 1993. Talking about the 21st century. What are they building right now underground? We thinking that shit probably for the elites. That shit could be for us. They tell us in the movies all the time what the they doing. Demolition Man came out in 1993. Don't believe me? Go look the shit up. And what was the people who was with Wesley Snipes? Where was they staying? I rest my case.
Have y'all seen that video of the security guard from what looks like an Amazon warehouse? And he's talking about how that they don't show people what security guards do after hours, where they have to go in the warehouse and look around just to make sure there's nothing there. And he pans the camera over, and behind this tall cart, looks like something was watching him and then went back to hiding when he flashes the camera at it. And he just starts laughing because I don't think he caught it. But I'm gonna try to slow it down for y'all, see if y'all catch it, see if it is something. But have y'all had any experience with this? If you're a security guard, let me know your experiences wherever it is. Have y'all encountered anything? Let me know on TikTok. This for entertainment purposes only.
That's the part of security they don't show y'all, man. When the building closed, and you gotta walk in this mud and it's dark as hell. I promise you, something come up out of here, I'm beating the See that? You heard that? I'm already done. I'm already done.
Oh shit. I don't know what Amazon warehouse that is that they closed. Cause see, ours, well, when I worked at, it was open 24 hours. Boxes and packages was running out of that thing 24/7. 24/7. Security guards who have done that, have y'all seen anything? Is that a normal shit? That wasn't normal. Is that something y'all have seen in the warehouses y'all at? I'm curious. But the clip before that, I've never seen Demolition Man. So I did see a comment though, and somebody said this is starting to remind y'all of Demolition Man. That's kind of ironic that I see this pop up next, but I never seen it. But I'm gonna have to go watch it. Is it a must watch? Don't spoil it for me, but enlighten me. Is it a must watch? Please let me know.
Hear me out. You know what this initially reminded me of? It reminded me of that photo of Kim Kardashian's house. And that house has always also reminded me of Angkor Wat.
Love is the only universal law. And love is not moral. It does not see right or wrong, but love is righteous. It is just, which is why love always is truth. You don't have to like everyone, but love is the law of the land. And it's so simple, the baby could do it. It's no words, no titles, no affiliations, no creeds, no colors, no religions, no spiritualities, just the spirit, which is God, which is source, which is love. If you want to harness your superpowers, your super abilities, your divinity, which is within you, you have to learn to love. Even those people you don't like, even those people you can't stand. Because your brain, which is not just your head, but is also your heart and your gut and your skin, only knows you. And so when you do not love yourself and your neighbor as you love yourself, you're out of alignment. Again, you don't have to like everybody. You don't have to be friends with everybody. And you can call people out when they're hurting you. And you don't have to be close to people who choose harm or self-harm. But you can love people from a distance. You can be good and kind and compassionate and considerate and empathetic and loving and gentle to people without ever even stepping foot into their environment or even engaging their energy. You do it through your minds and your waters. When you speak to yourself, that is how you show your neighbor you love them, through your own inner dialogues. And when you are telling yourself that you love that which doesn't like you, that which wants to destroy you, that which would crucify you, you're actually telling your vessel that you love you. because those are the things that you do to yourself daily without even realizing it. So this notion of loving thine enemy, right, is loving thine inner me.
I'ma just say this. I appreciate her work so much. Because there's times when I've had bad thoughts and I know instantly I'm not aligned. I'm out of alignment. The way she just broke that down is how my uncle used to talk to me. And I appreciate content creators or work of this nature, especially when they bring it home like that. I love her work. Go run her up. Tell her I sent you. Collective. That's the type of stuff we need. Love. Not war. Love and peace. My brother JJ told me, once you find your peace, little bro, don't let nobody take you from that, take you out of that, or destroy it. And I want that for the whole world. Peace. Spam up peace in the comments if y'all with me. Spam up love if y'all with me.
He said, see you in Valhalla. Director of the FBI said, see you in Valhalla. What the f*** is going on?
You saw him up on the roof, didn't you? Voodoo. Yes, it is. I know I did my master's thesis on voodoo and conjure. Voodoo and conjure is not that bullshit about sticking pins in a doll. No. Real voodoo, real conjure involves plants and animals and human body fluids, and it up. And I ain't gonna tell you all, because y'all, what I did discover in my master's thesis, black people using more on black people than on white people. But I would like to tell you about Marie Laveau. There were actually 3 of them. The very first Marie Laveau came from Africa. I've forgotten the exact country, but she's a very spiritual woman, and she married a Frenchman, thus the name Laveau. Then the second Marie Laveau also married a Frenchman, and she became more powerful in the practice of conjuring voodoo. The third one, she was awesome. They couldn't touch her, and she lived in New Orleans. She worked. They have many instances of seeing her walk on water. Lake Pontchartrain, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Lake Pontchartrain. I had to look it up. But if you're from New Orleans, you know about it. But also, if you go to New Orleans right now, you can buy grist. You can buy High John the Conqueror, all kind of shit. Yes, you can. High John the Conqueror. High John the Conqueror is what they call it. It's a root. It's a root that you can carry in your pocket. And it looks just like a little black man's face. And Frederick Douglass, before he ran away, he went to a root worker, a conjurer, and got him a High John the Conqueror, and he was able to escape slavery successfully. All I'm saying is, homeboy is in trouble. Get you some good music. And to America, until you do right by us, mother, you're gonna suffer. That's right. You gotta do right by us, bitches. You gotta do right by us. You know it ain't got nothing to do with color. It's character. Now you stuck with this incestuous pedophile. Gone.
Damn. What y'all think about that?
Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Let's just start there. But this whole situation might have a rabbit hole deeper than everybody knows. Let's start with this. The man that they first arrested allegedly said that he was the person that did it. This guy right here, they take him back to the station, they question him, and they figure out that he's not the person that did it. Okay, they get another suspect, take him to the station, question him, and they find out that he's not the person that did it. And then they say whoever did it had to be maybe a college student. And not saying that a college student couldn't do this, but whoever did this was a professional. One shot, and was confident enough to know that that one shot was the only shot that he needed. That's not the work of a college student. That's the work of a professional. And then they release this picture. Look at this shit. They're saying that they have video footage of this man right here, and they're saying that this man, they believe that this man is the shooter. Does this man look like a college student to you? Mind you, they're saying that they recovered the weapon too. Matter of fact, listen to this shit.
We have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. The FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
So they have a palm print, a footprint, and other evidence. Do you think they're gonna find this man? They have footage from every angle in that place. You can find it. All you gotta do is jump in that search bar. You can see how Charlie got hit every single way. You can see how people's reactions were. You can see the man that was in the crowd that was laughing. You can see Charlie's security making moves on the side of him. You can see a lot of things. Mind you, they have footage of somebody climbing up to the roof. They have footage of somebody on the roof. And let's go back to the beginning, right? You had a person that said that he actually did this thing. They arrested him. You seen the video in the beginning. Why would that man say that? That's something you got to think about. All I can say is this rabbit hole is going to run deep. I'll say this, and I'll leave this here. Something ain't right about this. Tell me what you think. I'm out.
It's not right. Again, his kids, his family should not have had to see nothing like that. The last thing they ever get to see of him is that. No matter how much good he might have did for his family or to people's perception of him in the world, a lot of people gonna remember that the last time they saw him was that. And that's terrible. That's not cool. Let alone his wife. I hope his parents didn't have to see that. Well, of course they probably saw it later on, but you know, especially his kids, man. See, that's what I be saying. It's almost like us humans, we go through trauma as kids. We become adults and continue that trauma that the adults did with us because they didn't heal it. And when we take it out on each other, the kids get to see it. Now we passing that same shit on to them. They gonna do the same thing when they become in our shoes and when they become the next generation. It's just a cycle we keep going. And it's like, bro, we teaching the youth. And we gonna be mad when the youth doing 20 times more than what we did. And that's where it's at now. It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. Again, prayers to him, man. Prayers. Shit's sad. But that rabbit hole go deep. We just saw a clip before this talking about his root work. Now we turning around and we seeing that we hearing another clip about the whole shit, you know. We done heard the ring and change. Man, so much information going out about this. I can't grasp it all. Y'all let me know where y'all coming from, man. I waited to talk about it though. I did. I waited before I was like, okay, now it's time to start. Let's take that dive. But it's crazy work.
There's a shift in reality that has occurred, and I'm seeing the results of that shift in real time. Like, people keep saying, oh, there's a new world, we're moving into a new world. We are into the new world. The difference in the realities is the difference in perspective. There are those that are still anchored to the 3D, that are choosing voluntarily to stay anchored in the 3D. And what's insane about that, I'm a seer. Every year I do readings. Every year I do forecasts for the entire year. This year, and I have screenshots to prove it, this year I read large groups of people that were choosing to stay in 3D energies, choosing to stay anchored to the matrix, literally seeing the truth, but choosing to stay anchored, whether it be out of fear, out of social norms, not wanting to be that woo-woo person, or just choosing to stay out of sheer ignorance. Regardless, it's a choice. Okay, and a lot of people I don't think realize that they're choosing or they're making that choice. You feel what I'm saying? Then you have those that have shifted into the 5D and are anchoring themselves in the 5D and are integrating that experience. What I find interesting, especially seeing how this is happening in real life, is those that have chosen to stay anchored in the 3D have literally chosen to allow themselves to be directed by these 3D energies. And 3D energies are not high vibration energies. They are demonic energies. And you know, a lot of times people get all up in arms when you talk about angels and demons and, you know, demonic frequencies and this and that, but it's a real thing. It's an actual real thing. It's something that you can integrate within your life, and by choosing to stay anchored into 3D beliefs, you're choosing to integrate those demonic forces or those demonic frequencies within your life. A lot of times people think that it's going to be like this fucking being that's going to show up. No, it's a frequency that you're going to tap into, and if you choose to stay stuck in it, it is going to interpret the rest of your life. You're about to see in real time this division, and it's not just amongst people that look like me. This is in every race, in every country, in every culture. You're going to see a clear distinction between those that choose to stay anchored in the 3D and those that have integrated 5D experiences and 5D frequencies. And this is literally not a good thing. This is a warning, because those that choose to stay anchored in the 3D will embody those 3D energies, and 3D energies literally are demonic. So protect your energy. If you're one of the messengers like me, and you share the messages that you've been given, when you get those demonic energies that are attacking you, don't engage. Block them. Let them live in the existence that they have chosen. Because you now have to live in the existence that you chose. And a lot of people don't understand the 5D existence, the 5D frequency is not of hate, it's not of aggression. You will protect yourself and protect your energy. And a big part of protecting yourself and protecting your energy is to block out those energies that are not matching your frequency. You don't look down, you don't go down, you elevate. This is literally going to be a war of the frequencies. And it has been happening like in real time. Like when we have these large group of people that come against us, this is the shift in frequency. Those people are acting out in demonic frequency. Look at how they act. A lot of them are aggressive. A lot of them are condescending. A lot of them are very much like trying to poke fun or poke holes or trigger us in some way. Those are demonic energies. Let them demons play amongst themselves until they choose to release that bind that's keeping them stuck, playing with those other demons. Even when you start talking about the political stuff, a lot of people don't like to hear me say this, but you literally have to block out the political shit. You have to block it out. Y'all give politicians and the United States government and any other government too much power. Even the United States government only owns about 28% of the land. They don't even own the land. They only own the attention of those that are giving it to them. And that is how they receive their power. That is how they receive their nutrition, to be honest with you, because they're feeding off those people. You have to remove yourself from these lower frequencies, remove yourself from these circles that have these lower frequencies, even remove yourself from people in your life that are choosing to live in these lower frequencies, because if you're integrating yourself in the 5D, they can literally drag you back down. And then you'll have to go through this cycle all over again. And you know what it took for you to get into that higher frequency. Blot out the noise. You're a messenger. The people that you're meant to reach, you're going to reach. Keep putting your messages out. You're a healer. The people that you're meant to heal are going to receive your healing. Keep healing. You're a light worker. The people that you're meant to give light to will receive that light. Keep shining. Do not allow these lower frequencies, these people that are choosing to stay anchored into the 3D, do not allow them to take you off your path, to make you lose focus. They will wallow in the shit that they are choosing to wallow in. This is a warning.
Damn, I needed to hear that.
Now we're going to listen to the jail phone call between the sister and the guy who unalived the lady out in Charlotte on the light rail line.
You said something in your body did what?
Nah, the material, put it like this, the material using my body to stab the lady.
And so she just got stabbed.
Yeah. You know that's not me. I'm talking about just for no reason. But since they did that, now they gotta investigate the material in my body is supposed to. Since they want to do all that, now they gotta investigate.
It's funny because she's from the Ukraine. She's from Russia, and you know they got a war. They had a war going on against the United States. So I'm just trying to understand, out of all people, why her?
That's it ain't. I don't have nothing. They just lashed out on her. That's what happened. They lashed out on her. Whoever was working the material, whoever was working the material, they lashed out on her.
And just like he said, they asses better investigate.
Has anybody ever noticed how celebrities seem to keep getting dementia and pneumonia? What is that? My name is Layla, and I'm dishing out hot takes on true crime. Don't just watch. Follow. Quite a few celebrity losses seem like they can link back to a few of the same key players, which is incredibly interesting to me when you consider the web of what seems to be going on. There's theories on the internet about celebrities who are getting pneumonia and dementia and what that could possibly come back to. In my opinion, it seems like when people start talking about things that they probably shouldn't be talking about, they tend to get sick. Of course, this is all just theory. It is incredibly interesting, right? When you think about people like Brittany Murphy and her husband. They both got pneumonia. What are the chances? Kim Porter also got pneumonia. That's pretty odd. Then we have situations like Britney Spears and Wendy Williams, who seem to have something else going on, but there definitely seems to be some kind of neurological claim against them. Where is that coming from? Of course, the argument could be made that celebrities live a pretty hard-run life, and I totally get that. But it does at times seem that when people start talking about things they shouldn't be talking about, they get sick or they just start to get taken down. What happened to Wendy Williams? Like, we're going to have to dig into that pretty deep, right? If you guys think there's nothing going on there, that's absurd. There's definitely something going on there. And I get the impression that whatever they're doing to Wendy is the same thing they did to Brittany. And this brings me to a pretty serious question, which is, what do we think will happen to Cassie? I think we all know that Cassie is in some serious trouble now, given the fact that Diddy is hardly getting any charges at all. I fear for Cassie so much. I fear that she'll get pneumonia. I fear that she'll get dementia. I fear that something like that could happen to her from this darker web of celebrities. And just in case you're curious, just as a thought, not related to this at all, but if you wanted to find something that could cause both pneumonia and dementia-like symptoms, it really wouldn't be that hard, right? Like maybe even something as simple as arsenic, which when exposed to for long periods of time starts to look something like dementia. And when exposed to it in short bursts of time can cause pneumonia and upper respiratory issues. It's pretty interesting, right? We're all going to have to keep a very serious eye on Cassie. And if she gets sick, we will know.
How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine among them. I believe these actors were whacked, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get at their money. In the meantime, many a celebrity's image and marketability is being co-opted and destroyed. I have earned approximately $40 million throughout my career. I have profit participation in some of my films. I am being embezzled from by this monstrous ring of accountants, estate planners, and lawyers who are mercilessly slandering me and trying to kill my career, and I believe me in order to gain control of my royalties.
I will never forget that.
And you could tell that was hurting them to even say. You could tell, like, the emotion. You could tell. That shit crazy work, man. That's another dive, man, for another day. Y'all tell me how y'all feeling. Y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I had to drop an extra video for y'all, man. I had to come through extra. I told y'all Thursday's video had some things getting taken out. It was going real deep, and I could tell it was about to be like a rough one once we finally got it out. Just based off some of the stuff that had to be taken out, like that was a deep dive. But bear with me, we gonna keep them coming, we gonna keep them rolling. Longer videos coming. I got y'all. More videos, more uploads, longer videos. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all having a smooth 7. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know